programs can be made transparent if people know RTI, says MLA 𝐂𝐢𝐯 𝐻𝐿. Imphal West highest in dengue with 152 positive cases. Imphal East comes second with 84 cases. Thoubal third with 42 cases, informed State Malaria Officer. And World Mental Health Day observed at RIMS. 1 in 8 people in state live with mental disorder due to current crisis, says Dr. R.K. Lenin. Hello viewers, welcome to Norris Window. This is GEETIKA SHAMURAILATPAM giving you the latest news updates at this hour. Now the news in details. Maintaining that people play an important role in forming a government, Lamlai MLA 𝐂𝐢𝐯 𝐻𝐿 categorically stated that the current crisis is due to the wrong use of people's right by electing incapable MLAs. It is up to the people to choose the right MLA, he said. He was speaking at the closing ceremony of Right to Information Week organized by Manipur Information Commission at Manipur Press Club today. MLA 𝐻𝐿 continued that all Indian citizens need to know the Right to Information Act that was passed by the Parliament on 12 May 2005. Understanding the act well will not only help in filing a complaint in a proper way, but also help in choosing a right candidate during elections, added 𝐂𝐢𝐯 𝐻𝐿. The MLA went on to state that there are no differences between a common man and a government in democracy. When the public of Manipur understands the RTI well, they will know all schemes of the government well. It will also lead to the transparency in any work. The MLA also added that it will also help fight corruption.
Karino habido citizen kudingo khangdo yadi koi khangsi hai adu khangagadi akoina kanagmo officer maramda wa haido oresu karino bathaba mo gipen dabo haido oresu khangagadi sumna comment tawkani sumna complaint tawkani sumna suggestion pirakani taribu thawtu karino haido khangdragadi sumba comment tawu lana torogo soda ida lane haino mo madu mayam do koina loi khangda gadi madu mayam haido no kane aduna madugi damuka yeksi simopone khali aduna sigi haliba pantamji afaba denga sasonama workudusi aw mate wene khali.
Dengue has hit the state of Manipur hard. There are 152 positive cases in Imphal West district, being the highest in the state. 84 in Imphal East district, ranking second in the state, with Thoubal coming in third with 42 cases. Addressing media persons at State Malaria Department, State Malaria Officer Dr. S. Priyokumar said, dengue is fast spreading in various districts in the state. Fogging has been carried out at 447 locations. Staff of the department identified 479 locations where mosquito lay eggs and have carried out fogging in all these locations. Also, mosquito nets have been disinfected at relief camps and other places, added Dr. S. Priyokumar. He said, public service announcement and radio jingles have been broadcast to fight dengue.
Dengue sanduiba kang sina marum ko iba jaga si kusien yo eba sing yawa patra artificial container mot pa sing nataba aruba ising yawa kusien yo eba patra sinda marum pokpa pamjaba kang makalamani aduna ai gi yum sida dispo glass khangde ligli machet khangde chaphu akai ba khangde hawa gari tayar khangde eni ising khajik khangtang pujong am khatang tumba yaba jaga singse Hidokpiyo, yung manungda, yana kada lukada, laibra hadna yengiyo, layra matuwadi, hay sing sinsi, hidokpiyo, natrabadi, ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯗꯤꯄꯥꯔꯠꯃꯦꯟꯒꯤ ꯁꯥꯏꯠꯇꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯛꯇꯤꯚꯤꯇꯤꯁ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯊꯣꯛꯑꯁꯨ ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯁꯟꯗꯣꯛꯏꯕ ꯑꯅꯥꯕꯁꯤ ꯀꯥꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯏꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯊꯣꯛꯑꯗꯤ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯃꯔꯨꯝ ꯀꯣꯛꯁꯤꯜꯂꯛꯑꯅꯤ ꯃꯔꯨꯝꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯃꯄꯤ ꯑꯣꯜꯂꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯁꯥꯏꯀꯜ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯁꯟꯗꯣꯛꯑꯒ ꯂꯩꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯑꯣꯡ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯖꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯖꯥ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯊꯤꯗꯣꯛꯄꯤꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯌꯨꯝꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯗ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯑꯀꯣꯏꯕꯗ ꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯇꯨꯡꯕ ꯂꯩꯍꯟꯕꯤꯗꯕ ꯊꯣꯛꯑꯕꯗꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯀꯥꯡꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯏꯅꯥꯛꯇ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯉꯝꯃꯔꯣꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤꯁꯤ ꯊꯤꯡꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯥꯏꯅ ꯉꯝꯒꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯅꯤꯡꯉꯤ.
Head of Psychiatry Department, RIMS, Dr. 𝐷𝐿 said that the mental health problems with a detection of 13 cases in every 100 persons have been reduced to 5% post-COVID. However, unfortunately, cases of mental problems have been alarming rising owing to the present crisis in the state. He said, 1 in 8 persons in the state now lives with one mental disorder or the other. Dr. 𝐷𝐿 was speaking at the observance of the World Mental Health on the theme Mental Health is a Universal Human Right at RIMS OPT blog. He further said mental health is as much important as one's physical health for one to be called healthy. One's physical and mental well-being will contribute in bringing a healthy society. The constant fight and battle among one another at present will not bring a healthy society. Dr. 𝐷𝐿 further urged those living with mental disorder to seek help and their near and dear ones to help them get necessary medical intervention in time. He also urged people to avail medical facilities provided at psychiatry department of different hospitals.
Haksang phaba haibase ning wakhalgi masa phaba yauduna haksang phaba haibadu chingde haksang phaba haibasida luna tongna saba aikoigi haksang mapan thongda uribase masibu laiteng oiriba pukninggi oiba ngaiba pukninggi oiba phibam asisu masa phaba sima yam change loinana ani si leiraba matungda aikoigi khunaida aikoina yamna susannana nungaina hingminaba ngamba adusu haksang phabai manungda chansinkre aikoina pangkhatta khanadana pangsauda saunadana leiba madu Fibam do aikoina haksang phaba kaude adudagi hendokna hujikti aikoigi punsibu masak khangba oglei basigi maram masak khangba spiritual oiba wakalon khara su yauragadi aikoida paidagi hena wangba makalgi haksang phaba haibidu oire akanga hi singna haibirame aikoi se kay amna haksang pharabagi haibase paidagi wangba thaki haksang phaba se karina lepi Doctor da saludragashu mi amada hangudragashu aigi pukning haksangna nunga aina leiba ngamba if you get happiness that is the ultimate of health of health se karino haragate haksangda madi wakalda nungai taba leitaba na maram oirakanda kunai da so ikoi bu accept tawi bana maram oirakanda aikoina nunga aina leiba ngambado adubu aikoina haksang phaba kawi.
The Home Department, Government of Manipur, in an official notification, reiterated for the general public and organizations that nobody without an exception shall violate the orders passed by the Supreme Court of India on September 25, 2023. The apex court in the order said that religious buildings be protected from encroachment and the buildings be protected from damage or destruction. The government of Manipur should ensure the protection of the properties of the displaced persons as well as the properties which have been destroyed or burnt in the violence and prevent their encroachment. In any case the property has been encroached, the encroachers be directed to forthwith remove their encroachment, failing which the persons concerned would be liable for contempt of the court for non-liable compliance of the orders of the Supreme Court of India, it said. The notification issued by Commissioner of Home Department T. Ranjit Singh said, the state government views the matter very seriously with utmost sensitivity as any such incident may further ignite or aggravate law and order situation in the state. Respective Deputy Commissioner and Superintendents of Police have been advised suitably to take action to implement the aforesaid direction of the Supreme Court of India. Anybody found violating the same shall be booked under relevant provisions of law of land for the time being enforced and shall be liable for contempt of the Supreme Court of India, it said. It also appealed to all concerned, including public functionaries, to comply with the court's order to avoid any contempt proceedings. Even after 5 months of war, Merapaibis continued to guard Meitei villages of Bishnupur district bordering Churachandpur district that were frequently attacked by the Kuki terrorists in the past. Merapaibis spent the nights near paddy fields, markets, roads and community halls. Amid the rising cases of dengue in the state, some Merapaibis use mosquito nets and some don't. Women take turns every other night to guard villages, and some complain that there are others who do not take part in guarding the villages. Our Bishnupur correspondent Somananda traveled day and night to check the status of Merapaibis guarding the villages. One of the Merapaibis of Tamnapokpi, Ward number 6, questioned where peace was as claimed by the government. When will peace and normalcy ever return to Manipur? Asked the Merapaibi. She further added that a Meitei who fled to Churachandpur in the beginning of the war and stayed at a relief camp at Morang died of a bullet wound. Later, 2 persons died in the recent bomb attack by Kuki terrorists. There is also another young person who is currently bedridden, and there is another young person from Naransena who is currently injured. Although the firing has temporarily stopped, the bunker still exists. She asks, when will these bunkers be dismantled by the government, questioning when the Chin-Kuki militants from the outside Manipur ever return. The Merapaibi appealed to the government to restore peace and normalcy at the earliest.
Shanti pore de hai ngasi bobo shanti gi wade amata ujade kukila lawba jingjina asum chathare even nomai ka palep tri basibu karma matam de shanti porok toino akhoi kaya goina sumani yarek tana lagi doino ado thamanga pharabau shanti porak ta base panbir ba sarkar jina amuktang di khanda bidana sarkar gi maikai degi yasinaba porakwa resolution lasi pamjai asugumba kaya kaje yengthin bidana hauji lanje karma matam do loisin bidoino chinya da lairiba bunker Kukila lawajingi masikar mamatam da lokthuk pidoino mari lainaba government gi paliba lainga ki sarkar jingna angtang yengsin bidana thamanga laiba khoije angtang potha handana nena tana laiba matam do karam kanda pubiraktoino.
World Meitei Council appealed to all the Meitei people living in India and across the world to show solidarity with brothers and sisters who have become victims of this unjust war in Manipur by not celebrating this year's Ningol Chakoba. Chairman of WMC Hegrizam Nabasyam in a press release said, ever since the Chahitaret Khuntakpa, the devastation inflicted upon Meiteis by a war between 1819 and 1826, the Meitei have not experienced such widespread destruction and devastation. This crisis resulted in the loss of numerous precious lives and the displacement of thousands of families, particularly in Churachandpur, Moray, Kangpopi and the adjacent surrounding areas along the hills. The futures of thousands of youths have been shattered by the attack launched by the Chin-Kuki militants, it said. As such, to mark an unstinted support and solidarity with the families of the martyred sons and daughters and the thousands who are made homeless, WCM appealed to the Meiteis across the world not to celebrate Ningol Chakoba this year. A public meeting was held yesterday at Morang Thangjing in Bishnupur district to discuss the 5-month-long war waged by Kuki terrorists on Meiteis. Many renowned persons attended the meet and expressed their opinions regarding the ongoing war. Among others, the meet was also attended by the editor of Sanalaipak, Hemantakumar Ningombam, social and cultural activist 𝐍𝐶𝐿𝐴, member of United Protection Committee, SK Mangang, president of Morang Kanglei Rolkan Baluf, L. Gauro, volunteers of Thangjing Seba Mandal and Merapaivis of Morang Assembly Constituency. After heard the speakers at the program, the moderator brought out some resolutions which was read out by the retired lecturer of Morang College, Y. Madhu.
Tokai ba mayam sing se amaga khana chanabagi nungsinadabagi wa hokto hunin tonobagi haibi matam natre maramdi akai ba thiba secretariat force na khudong chaba logi dananabagi damak ekoi nungsi sanana ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯃꯒ ꯍꯥꯔꯃꯣꯅꯤꯌꯁꯂꯤ ꯂꯩꯃꯤꯟꯅꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯀꯦꯝꯄꯦꯟ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯋꯥꯔꯊꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯇꯨꯡꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛ ꯐꯔꯒꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯈꯜꯂꯦ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯇꯣꯈꯥꯏꯕ ꯖꯥꯠ ꯂꯣꯟ ꯙꯔꯃ ꯖꯥꯇꯤ ꯇꯤꯟꯅꯗ꯭ꯔꯕꯁꯨ ꯑꯄꯨꯟꯕ ꯐꯤꯔꯦꯞ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯂꯦꯞꯃꯤꯟꯅꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯒ ꯇꯨꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯖꯦꯅꯦꯔꯦꯁꯟꯁꯤꯡ ꯀꯟꯃꯤꯟꯅꯔꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯔꯦꯞ ꯑꯃꯈꯛ ꯑꯔꯣꯏꯕ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯂꯧꯖꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯍꯥꯎꯁ ꯄꯤꯕꯤꯔꯣ.
The resolutions include people opposing the demand of separate administration by 𝐍𝐞𝐲 community, building a brighter future for the next generation together, etc. All Manipur Higher Secondary Students Union Forum, formed by Students Union of different government schools, has met with Transport Minister 𝐂𝐲𝐶𝐵 and urged him to begin public transport services, especially for students who are unable to afford auto and bus fares. The students led by AMHSSUF President Mansi Sagolsem put forward all their grievances to the minister. They mentioned about the current crisis and its repercussions to the students. The minister also assured them of providing with the public transportations. The forum submitted a memorandum to the Education Minister, 𝐁𝐫𝐴𝐻 regarding the same. President of All Manipur Higher Secondary Forum, Mansi, on behalf of the students, also held Transport Minister 𝐂𝐲𝐶 and Education Minister 𝐵 for the announcement to begin bus service and public transportations since 9th of this month in view of hardships facing the students. Ibudau Pakhangba Thogal Luf, Shillong organized a Langbal Heisoi Katpa ritual at Shillong on Saturday 7th of this month. The program was held at the Ibudau Pakhangba Shrine in Manipur Rajpari, Redlands, Laitungkra, Meiteis in Shillong, IPTL, Shillong and Manipuri Elders Consortium. Shillong offered tributes to the forefathers of 7 Meitei clans and paid floral tributes to the departed Meitei souls who lost their lives protecting the integrity of Manipur. President of IPTL, Shillong 𝐾𝐻 said in a press release that a feast was also held on the occasions.
Nangna panating na yay na pan gi haiba tarabadi nangi padhuna pana karam na yay thawai mangki bano padhuna pana nating na yay na palam ngam no hingi haiba tari karam na yay thawai mangki no na pana pulai wai thaba singili khulado thigalo matam madu na nangi wari singu mado phangladuna ipai pu singi mafamda hikale kan makru tamdalo.
Awang Khunau Nupi Chowkhat Khongthang Luf and Awang Khunau Youth Development Association jointly offered tributes to brave hearts who sacrificed their lives for the motherland as a part of Langban Heitha Leitha Tamba ritual at Awang Khunau Mayai Lekai Community Hall. Speaking on the occasions, 𝐶𝐫𝐴𝐻 expressed disappointment and asked what wrong have Meiteis ever done to any of other communities coexisting in Manipur. Condemning the excess brutality of cookies towards Meitei, he maintained that it will be forever be carved in people's mind. Mongol further asked all the communities in the state to discuss if the brutal and cold-blooded murder of Meiteis by cookies is right. This conduct of the cookies towards some Meiteis who have been working for a unified Manipur is extremely unfortunate, he decried.
Nomoina kapada bom kapada sikhina kiba paicha isidinau phai mayam dubu khoina kai khunaba usebagi program ma asi sijagani ri khoi maitai na mamangai khoina khangdrigi matamda khoi matamda bai pu oiramba kaya na ki jati haiba sida karamba aran asho yauhiba leibadagi uki jati na maitai jati da asukki tamthiraba nuksi haitaba miha saha tauriba makhan mathen kayagi aduki matik waraba asugumba nanghaliba kuki jatina piriba saitheng mayam si maitai pai pu singa kari aram na tarugido habise khoi khangde alaman phai tara mayam da hangachani.
Now let's take a short break.
years of trusted diagnostic service, Babina Diagnostics.
Now the international news. In a stern warning to Hamas, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today said that true Israel did not start this war but will finish it. As a part of its retaliation against Hamas, Israel has mobilized 3 lakh troops. This is the largest mobilization since the 1937 Yom Kippur War, when Israel called up 400,000 reservists. Israel is at war. We didn't want this war. It was forced upon us in the most brutal and savage way. But though Israel didn't start this war, Israel will finish it, said Netanyahu in an address to the nation. As many as 2,300 Israelis have sustained injuries and more than 700 have died so far in the surprise Hamas attack on Saturday morning. PM Netanyahu lashed out at Hamas, saying that they will pay the price and will remember the same for a long time. Hamas will understand that by attacking us, they have made a mistake of historic proportions. We will exact a price that will be remembered by them and Israel's other enemies for decades to come, said Netanyahu. He also highlighted the plight of those taken hostage, saying the savage attacks that Hamas perpetrated against innocent Israelis are mind-boggling. Slaughtering families in their homes, massacring hundreds of young people at an outdoor festival, and kidnapping scores of women, children, and elderly, even Holocaust survivors. Hamas terrorists bound, burned, and executed children. They are savages. Branding Hamas and ISIS, he called on the force of civilization to unite against the Hamas and defeat it.
We didn't want this war. It was forced upon us in the most brutal and savage way. But though Israel didn't start this war, Israel will finish it. Once the Jewish people were stateless. Once the Jewish people were defenseless. No longer. Hamas will understand that by attacking us, they have made a mistake of historic proportions. We will exact a price that will be remembered by them and Israel's other enemies for decades to come. The savage attacks that Hamas perpetrated against innocent Israelis are mind-boggling. Slaughtering families in their homes, massacring hundreds of young people at an outdoor festival, kidnapping scores of women, children, and elderly, even Holocaust survivors. Hamas terrorists bound, burned, and executed children. They are savages.
Meanwhile, a spokesperson for Hamas military wing has issued a warning that militants will execute civilian hostages in response to Israeli attacks on civilian homes in Gaza. In an audio statement released on Monday, Abu Obaida, a spokesman for the Qassam Brigade, denounced intense Israeli strikes in Gaza, densely populated civilian areas. Hamas has also reportedly threatened to kill the U.S. citizens captured by its fighter during their surprise raids on Israel on Saturday, if it continues to support Tel Aviv. However, the Federal Bureau of Investigation issued a statement on Tuesday assuring the American public that while there is no specific and credible intelligence indicating a direct threat to the United States, the agency is closely monitoring unfolding events and stands ready to ensure the safety and security of its citizens. Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler told Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas he was working to prevent an expansion of conflict after the surprise Hamas attack on Israel. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman also told Abbas the Gulf Kingdom continued to stand by the Palestinian people to achieve their legitimate rights to a decent life, achieve their hopes and aspirations, and achieve just and lasting peace. Reeling from the Palestinian Islamist group's unprecedented ground, air and sea attacks, Israel has counted 800 dead and launched a withering barrage of strikes on Gaza that have raised the death count there to 687. The spiraling violence kicked off amid speculations that Saudi Arabia which has never recognized Israel. would agree to normalize ties as a part of deal in which it would obtain security guarantees from the United States as well as assistance developing a civilian nuclear program. However, Prince Mohammed told Fox News last month that the Palestinian issue was very important for Saudi Arabia, home to holiest sites in Islam in Mecca and Medina. We need to solve that part. We need to ease the life of the Palestinian. Prince Mohammed said, analysts say any progress towards normalization has now been dealt a heavy blow by the ongoing fighting. Prince Mohammed has also spoken about the crisis by phone with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Jordan's King Abdullah, SPA reported. In a joint statement, the United States, Germany, France and Italy have strongly denounced the appalling acts of terrorism committed by Hamas and have reaffirmed their unwavering support for Israel in dealing with these acts. We stand in solidarity with Israel as it defends itself and its people against these acts of terror. It is crucial that no party hostile to Israel seeks to exploit these attacks for their own advantage. The statement jointly issued by US President Joe Biden, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, French President Emmanuel Macron and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni stated. The leaders emphasized their recognition of the legitimate aspiration of both the Palestinian and Israeli people, advocating for justice and freedom on equal measures. However, they made it clear that Hamas do not represent this aspiration and only brings terror and suffering to the Palestinian people. In the days ahead, we will remain united and coordinated, standing together as allies and friends of Israel's, to ensure its ability to defend itself and work towards a peaceful and integrated Middle East region, they declared. The leader unequivocally stated that Hamas terrorist actions are unjustifiable and illegitimate, deserving universal condemnation. Additionally, a senior U.S. Defense Department official likened Hamas action to ISIS level savagery against Israeli civilians during a press briefing, as reported by the Times of Israel. Climate change by the turn of the century could lead to the global warming that could trigger heart attacks and heat strokes in some of the most populated areas of the world, including India and the Indus Valley. New research has predicted. Interdisciplinary research from Penn State College of Health and Human Development, Purdue University College of Sciences, and Purdue Institute for the Sustainable Future, published in the Proceedings of National Academy of Sciences, indicated that warming of the planet beyond 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels will be devastating for human health. Human bodies can take only certain combinations of heat and humidity before experiencing heat-related health problems, such as heart stroke and heart attack. The study indicates that if global temperature increased by 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, 2.2 billion residents of Pakistan and India's Indus River Valley, 1 billion people in eastern China and 800 million in sub-Saharan Africa will experience a worse of heat that surpasses human tolerance. The cities that would bear the brunt of its annual heat wave will include Delhi, Kolkata, Shanghai, Multan, Nanjing and Wuhan. Because this area comprises low and middle income nations, the people may not have access to air conditioner or other effective ways of cooling their bodies. And before we end off, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Government programs can be made transparent if people know RTI, says MLA 𝐂𝐤 𝐸𝐵. Imphal West highest in dengue with 152 positive cases. Imphal East comes second with 84 cases. Thoubal third with 42 cases, informed state malaria officer. m. World Mental Health Day observed at RIMS. 1 in 8 people in state live with mental disorder due to current crisis, says Dr. R.K. Lenin. And that's all we have for now, but for more news updates, keep watching Northeast Window.